And so we have YouTube going over here, a YouTube video. So if I'm ever looking over here, I'm looking at the Facebook Live, folks. And then I'm also recording for YouTube so folks can see it later on. So let's go ahead and start. Hey everybody, welcome to Simple Hobby Homesteading. I am Jenna, and today we are doing a fun little day with ducks. And we're going to be doing ducks all week long, so it will be fun. As we're going, feel free to totally ask any questions. If you have any questions about anything, when we get to the Mad Lib part of it, please feel free to type in your answers to some of the things that I'm asking, and then we will do that story together. So first we're going to talk about ducks. These are ducks, and why in the world do we have ducks on the farm? Well, we have ducks on the farm because number one, sometimes they come to us because they're rescued for some reason. If they're injured in the feed store, a lot of times they'll call and say, can you come pick up this duck? And sometimes we are able to do that, and sometimes we're not. And so with this little guy, or little girl actually, she was one from the feed store that they called, she had an eye infection. And so her eye was really irritated, it was infected, they don't know if it got injured or what exactly happened. And so they called us and we brought her home, antibiotic and a pain reliever. And so we put that in her eye twice a day for several days. And her eyes are 100% better. And well, actually just the one eye was bad. And so you can see that eye is 100% better, which I'm so happy about. So I'm gonna have to put the video of when we were kind of doctoring her up. Oh, and that one's trying to get out of the duck jail. And here's a duck that is just 1 week older. So look at the size difference. I'm gonna put this duck right here. Look at the size difference of just 1 week. It is a huge size difference. 1 week. This one is just 1 week younger than this one, which is absolutely crazy. And this one had a leg injury that we went ahead and we splinted and we fixed. And so his leg, I think this one's a he, his leg is completely fine now, which is wonderful. He can walk and he can swim just fine, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to put another paper towel in their little area here because they pooped. That's one thing with ducks. They poop all the time, it seems, and their poop is really runny, and so it's kind of annoying. But yeah, so we're gonna put the big one back in there. You can see how big he is, which is really, really neat. And this little one is so cute. So yeah, so ducks, unlike chickens, ducks take 28 days to hatch their eggs. A chicken egg hatches in 21 days. And so the duck eggs, it takes 28 days for those to hatch. And when a mommy duck is sitting on the nest with eggs, and usually she gets about 10 to 12 eggs before she starts sitting on the nest to hatch those out. And so when she starts doing that, she will hunker down on the nest and she will keep the temperature of that nest. Oh, Gretchen's here. Hi, Gretchen. She will keep the temperature of that nest at 99.5 degrees, almost exactly between 99.5 and 99.8 degrees. And so she is amazing to be able to do that. If the nest gets too warm, what she does is she stands up and kind of moves her feathers around and moves her body around to get some air circulation going. And if it's in the winter or it's really, really cold out for some reason, then she'll hunker down on that nest and she'll stay on that nest so that it gets nice and warm and stays the 99.5 degrees or 99.6 degrees right around in there. And so she is just absolutely amazing to do that. And then humidity. The humidity also needs to stay about 45% humidity. And she knows exactly how humid it is in that nest. And so if it gets too humid, she'll stand up and once again move her feathers around and move her body around and get some airflow going there. And then she'll sit back down and get those eggs back to the right temperature and the right humidity. But if the humidity is too low, a lot of times that happens in winter or a cold season, then she'll once again hunker down on that nest so that there's more moisture from her body, and she'll get more moisture in that nest. Or sometimes she'll run off real quick, get wet, and bring back the body, her body, bring it back to the nest, and then hunker down to get the temperature back right, and then the water from her body brings that humidity back up. And they know how to do that instinctually. Nobody gives gives the ducks a manual on how to hatch out their eggs. And when we do it in the incubator, we try to keep the temperature at the 99.5, 99.6 degree temperature, and we try to keep that humidity at the 45%. Now, the last 3 days of hatching, so on day 25, we raise the humidity up to about 60%. When the eggs are hatching out, they need more moisture to be able to hatch out well. And so the mommy duck knows too on day 25, and a lot of times she can start hearing the little chirps inside the egg of the ducklings. And so she knows to really kind of hunker down then and make sure that they get an increased humidity on the nest, and that helps the hatch rate, helps the ducklings hatch out. Now, when the ducklings first hatch out, and you can say this one still has a little bit of it left, they've got what's called a little beak tooth, and it's kind of hard to see, but it's like a sharp little egg tooth is actually what it's called, and it's like a sharp little part of their beak, and it eventually gets worn down as they get older, but it's a sharp, when they first hatch out you can see it real easy. It's like just a really sharp part on the edge of their beak, on the end of their beak, and that's what they use to just what's called pip out of the egg. And so they take their beak and they just pip at the egg, and then they get a nice crack going in the egg, and then they stretch their legs, and that's how they get the two parts of the egg to come apart, which is just amazing that ducklings know how to do that. So one thing that people often ask about ducks is, what do they eat? Well, the better question is, what don't they eat? It seems that ducks eat everything, and some ducks are known for eating things that are especially beneficial for us humans. Muscovy ducks are known for eating ticks, and so that is absolutely wonderful when those Muscovy ducks eat ticks. Some of the favorites of ducks are chickweed. Now, chickweed is a weed that grows in your garden, and I'm going to show you here. I'm going to get it up close to the camera so you can see it. But one thing that ducks absolutely love and is growing everywhere right now is called chickweed. And chickweed looks like this. It's a weed, and it's got these little white flowers, and you can see that chickweed with the little white flowers, and this is actually quite edible for humans as well. Makes a really great salad, so you can put it in your salad. It makes a really nice pesto, so you can grind it up in a pesto. And we're going to see if this little chick, or this little duckling, wants to eat some chickweed. So we have the big duckling in there, and he's more interested in getting out of the little zoo pen thing we have here rather than eating. And so I'm going to see if this little duckling right here, who is now sleeping, the duckling is sleeping. I'm going to see if this duckling's interested. Let me put it in my hand. Oh, here, do you want some chickweed? Let's see if this little, oh, do you see him pecking? Let me bring it up a little bit so you can see him. Maybe he'll peck at it a little higher. Let's see, here, there. Maybe if I put it in here, he'll peck at it from that side. No, you're not coming out, mister. You're not coming out. There, I put it in the wires there, and we'll see if he wants to eat a little bit of it. Let's see if the duckling will eat. Hey, Gidget, let's see if the duckling will eat the chickweed. I don't know, he's really, really interested in coming out of that fence. No, you're not coming out of the fence, because he tends to run around like crazy. So let's see if this little one will eat any chickweed. Do you see? Look it! She loves it. Oh, I hear you, little duckling. No, do not try to come out. Do not. Go back in. Thank you very much. They listened. Alrighty. So let's see. What else? What do they eat? They also eat this. Oh, look, it's eating the chickweed. Can you see that? Oh, they also eat this. It's just regular chick feed that you can buy at the feed store. Now, one thing with ducklings is they eat a ton of food, an absolute ton of food, because they grow so fast. And so especially when they're young, they eat, I mean, they're like boys. They eat you out of house and home. And so one thing you do not want to do, the chick feed that you can get in the feed store, there's medicated and non-medicated. And you never want to feed ducklings medicated chick feed. Because they eat too much, they eat so much feed, they will overdose on that medicated feed and they will die. And so you do not want to feed them the medicated feed. That big duck wants to come out so badly. If I let you out, will you be good and not swim in the water bowl? Because I put too much water in there and I don't want you to swim in there. Should we see? He's probably going to swim in the water bowl. Let's see. Okay, I'm letting you out. There we go. Now what do you, Oh, here, we'll put the little one back in. There we go. And the nice thing about ducks, hi Courtney, Courtney's watching. The nice thing about ducks is they like to be cuddled. They really like to be cuddled. When you hold a duck against you, a lot of times they'll nuzzle up on the side of your neck. Sometimes they like to nibble on your ear a little bit, but because their beaks aren't as sharp as chickens, they don't hurt at all. And their nibbles are just so gentle. Right now he's nibbling on the side of my neck. But they love to cuddle up against the crook of your neck. The only negative about letting your duck do that is they poop a lot. So sometimes you will have a paper towel that you might want to put underneath your little duck's bottom if you want to cuddle next to your neck. And then, hi Kara, and then just let them cuddle next to your neck. And they love to do that. Now, a lot of people have heard the wives' tale that a duck will imprint on you and think that you're his mommy or her mommy when they're little. Guess what? It's true. They will. They will imprint on anything that raises them up, and they will follow you around all over the farm, all over the yard, everywhere. They will follow you around looking for food, looking for comfort, looking for company. And so they are just incredibly social creatures, and they imprint very quickly. And so like these little ones have imprinted on me. They think I'm mommy duck. And so of course they love to cuddle, and they really just love the crook of your neck. And if you just kind of nuzzle like this, they'll fall asleep in about 2 seconds. Like this one, he's almost asleep. I don't know, can you see him? He loves it. Are they good pets to have in town? It depends. If you have a yard where you can have a little area for them to go to be safe, like a little dog house, and an area where there's plenty of room for them to run around and to forage for little bugs, insects. Like I said, they eat a lot of weeds, chickweed, and they eat a lot of insects, worms, pretty much anything that they can find. They love fruit. They love veggies. So they are what's called omnivores, where they eat a ton of everything. And they even eat meat if they can find it. But if you've got a backyard, the problem is you have to have enough room where they can walk around and waddle around and be around and poop without you stepping in it all the time. So you don't want these ducks to be around your playground. You don't want these ducks to be around your playhouse or your sandbox, because they will poop in everything. And they just poop pretty much as they walk. They just poop. They're non-stop poopers. And their poop is not like dog poop that you can pick up and bag. It's wet. Oh, he just started nuzzling and it scared me. Stop nuzzling. You're nuzzling too much. Their poop is very runny because they're aquatic creatures, and they drink a ton of water. Ducks, that's one thing. They drink an absolute ton of water. And so, and so their poo is just so runny. And so that's why it's hard to have them like in town, in a backyard, in an area where you have kids running around and playing. It's just hard because their poo is so runny. But when you do have ducks, that's the number one thing that they need is fresh water all the time. And they will go through a crazy amount of water. So that is probably the biggest challenge with having ducks, is keeping clean water for them. Now, a lot of people think that they have to have a big pond or a little pool or something like that for ducks of this age, and you really don't. This age, they don't do a whole lot of swimming. They don't do a whole lot of swimming, period, until they have their real feathers, their real down and then their feathers. Right now, they don't need to swim. Right now, they just need to drink water. And so, yeah, that's the biggest thing with ducks, is you just really, really need to have clean water for them. Like this duck is just 2.5 weeks old. I mean, they grow so fast. That other one is just a week and a half old. They grow so fast, so crazy fast, but they're so cuddly and so nice. I love them. I love them a lot. Okay. If you think of a question as we're going along, feel free to ask it. I'll answer questions as we're going along, no problem. So the next thing, grab your handy dandy, well here, let's put you down so I can do this. Do you need water? Do you need water? Don't get in it. You can drink it, but don't get, no, I know you want to get in it. Oh, he's drinking water. Do you see how they drink? They dip their whole beak in there and they get water. Okay, so now we are going to get your journal out. So grab your journal, whatever you have, a notebook or whatever. And here's your question for your journal today. The question is, and I want you to kind of write about this. And older kids, you can write even while we're doing the story time, because the story time might be a little bit young for you, but that's okay. You can do whatever you want. You can listen to the story, or you can use that time for journaling. So this is your journal question. Sarah, hi Sarah. I don't know if the duck pooped on me or not. Sarah, Tracy's watching. Tracy, Sarah, Tracy, love it. They used to work together, so they know each other. So the journal entry that I want you to write about today is, imagine you are a duck on the farm or in the wild. What would you do for a day? Like, what does the day of a duck look like? So I want you to put that in your journal, and I want you to write about it as much or as little as you want. I want you to write about what the day in the life of a duck is, and whether it's a duck on a farm or a duck on in the wild, whatever you want, whichever duck you want to be. Just tell me what your day is like. So that's a good journal entry. Okay, so now we are going to do a little story time. So the story that we're going to read today is called The Itsy Bitsy Duckling. See how cute the little duckling is? And these ducks, they're eating right now in here, but these little ducks, they're gonna listen to the story too. We'll see if they wanna listen. Okay, The Itsy Bitsy Duckling. Alrighty, are we ready? Okay. The itsy bitsy duckling swam in the waterway. Ooh, do you see him swimming in the waterway? Down came the rain and washed the snow away. It must have been the end of winter. Down came the rain and washed the snow away. Out came the sun and the birds began to sing. Look at that. The birds are singing because out came the sun. That's so neat. Oh, I love birds. Do you love birds? The cold winter was over, and at last it was spring. Look at that. Whoops. The cold winter was over, and at last it was spring. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like now. The cold winter is over, and at last it's spring. Oh, it feels good. The flowers in the pastures all began to grow. Look at that. The flowers in the pastures all began to grow. What else happened? Sleepy ones woke up to yawn and say hello. Look at the sleepy ones. They woke up to yawn and say hello. What are the sleepy ones in there? I see little groundhogs, I see little squirrels, I see little rabbit. Oh, the sleepy ones. With all new friends, it was time to have fun. Who's gonna have fun? Is the duckling gonna have fun? With all new friends, it's time to have fun. Oh, that duckling is gonna have so much fun with her new friends. Oh my gosh. And the itsy bitsy duckling played in the bright warm sun. And the itsy bitsy duckling played in the nice warm sun. I feel like that today. I totally feel like that today. Oh, the nice warm sun is out and it's amazing. Oh, that was a good little book. That was a fun book. All right, so next we are doing a craft. So the craft we're gonna do, one of the things that the ducks really, really love to eat is they love to eat lettuce. And they love to get into my garden and eat all my lettuce, absolutely all my lettuce. So today we're gonna grow some lettuce for the ducklings. And we're gonna grow some lettuce for all the ducks, and that's gonna be really, really nice so that they don't get into my lettuce anymore. I don't want the ducks to get into my lettuce anymore. So I'm gonna show you how to grow lettuce with things that you already have around the house. The one thing you might not have is seed. But if you don't have seed, the next time your mom or dad go to the grocery store, because they will need to go occasionally to the grocery store, they can pick up some seed. Any lettuce seed. Here I have mesclun sweet salad mix. The ducks love that. I have a regular mesclun salad mix, not a sweet mix. And then we have a gourmet blend. The gourmet blend we're going to try for fancy. We're going to try fancy lettuce with the gourmet blend. So like I said, some of the things that you have probably already laying around to be able to plant this lettuce are containers. Now this is a simple strawberry container. I just put some soil in there and it already has the drainage. You can see it has the drainage on the sides. And so that's why this one works really, really well. So when you have your seeds, all you're going to do is open up, and there's a ton of seeds in here, an absolute ton. We're going to spread that dirt out all nice and even. And we're going to take a pencil, or if you have like a little skewer or something, and we're going to just poke a couple holes in here. And then we're going to put some lettuce seed in there. And you can also just sprinkle the lettuce seed over the top. We're going to try a couple different ways to do it and see which way works best and which way grows best. So we're going to try this mesclun sweet salad mix first. Now the one thing with lettuce seed is they're incredibly small. Most of them are incredibly small. And so we're going to put some seed in each of the holes here. I made about, let's see, 10. I made 10 holes. And we're just going to put some seed in each of the holes. And then we're just going to gently put that, I'm going to put a little bit of seed on top and just see where it starts going. And then we're just going to gently kind of rake over that dirt and just fill those holes. So it's just going to even out that dirt. And then we're going to take a spray bottle or a little watering can. The spray bottle is a little bit better, and we're going to moisten the top. So I don't have it handy with me, but you just take a spray bottle and moisten the top, or you take a watering can and just water that top, and that'll water those seeds in nice and well. So that's the example of doing it in a strawberry container. All right, so it's already got the, hey Jen, it's already got the drainage in there, which is really nice. Now, if you don't have a strawberry container, and then you close the lid too, so that makes it kind of a nice little greenhouse. Now, because there are air holes on the top of the strawberry container, you want to water this one a little bit more often because you always want to keep that soil nice and moist. Not drenched, but nice and moist. So if you don't have anything with drainage, you can get any container that you have. I think this one had some kind of pastry in it, but you need drainage on the bottom. You need, like that strawberry container had the holes, you need some sort of drainage on the bottom so that the water, extra water can drain out. So you take this, and then if you have a drill, you take a drill with a drill bit in it. If you don't have a drill, you can use a hammer with a nail and just poke some holes in here, but I like the drill bit, works well. So you want to drill holes in the bottom and be very gentle with it because that you don't want to crack that plastic. And even if you don't have ducks, this is a really great way to make lettuce for your family. So as you can see, thank you, I put 5 holes in the bottom of that. I don't know if you can see or not. I put 5 holes in the bottom of that, and that is plenty. Now, if you happen to have the different soils you can use, this one was a potting soil, a garden soil. I'm going to show you one here in a minute of just some soil that I grabbed from our backyard. If you have seed soil, seed starting soil, that's really handy to start seeds with. So, like I have this organic seed starter mix, just like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a container. And if you have seed starter mix, usually it's kind of dry and you need to add a little water to it. So, fill, and you kind of look at what container you have to fill, and that kind of depends on how much soil you're going to put in here. So we're going to fill that container, this is just our mixing container, a little bit of water. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water to mix with that seed starting soil because it might be a little dry. So I am going to put on a glove just so my hands aren't super filthy for the rest of our little video here. Thank you all for joining today. So cool. All right, so we're just going to mix up this soil with the water. We're just getting the soil nice and moist. And then we're going to fill up our container with this moist seed starting soil. Don't have to use seed starting soil, but I find that a lot of times it makes the seedlings grow a little bit quicker. They don't have to work so hard to break through the soil because it's a finer soil. Now don't pack it in, just gently put it in. You can put your hand across the top if you want. Okay, so for this one, what we're going to try to do is just sprinkling the seeds on top and then just putting a little bit of more soil on top. So we're just going to sprinkle some seeds on top. We're going to put it in our hand first so we can control it a little easier. And we're just taking that same mescaline sweet salad mix and we're just going to sprinkle some on top. And then we'll have to go through and thin them out at some point. Or what we might do is just take and what's called microgreens, where when they grow up just a little bit, we take a scissors and cut across and just harvest them as microgreens for our salads or for our sandwiches. Microgreens are all the rage right now. Okay, so we've got that and I got extra seeds there. And I'm still using just the same first packet. So we're just going to sprinkle this soil on top. If it clumps up a little bit, just break up the clumps. And the soil will settle over time. There we go. We're not pushing it down, we're just making it nice and even. And once again, we are going to water this with a spray bottle. It's better to water it with. And to close it, it makes your own little greenhouse. Look, you just close the top, the dome, and it makes your own little greenhouse. It's so handy. And you can grow all lettuces like this. In fact, this is enough room. See how little room that is? That's enough room for this to grow a full bunches of lettuce. And so they don't have a very deep root. I would have to, if I was growing like huge heads of lettuce in this, I would have to, hi Sarah, I would have to thin them out just a little bit. But this one is perfectly fine. So we're growing so many greens for these little ducklings, but you can grow them for your family too. So this one is, this was, I think, something from Costco. I don't know what was in here. I don't know. But this is just typical backyard soil. All right, we just went to the backyard, the woodsy part, and we just got some soil. Now I can't even get the top open. There we go. And we just got some soil. You can see that it's a little bit different. It's not as dark as that garden soil, and it's got twigs and stuff in it. So, and it's even got worms in it. I know when I was digging it up, it had worms in it. And so we're gonna take, we should try the fancy. Should we try the fancy lettuce, the gourmet blend? What do you think? We're gonna try the gourmet blend on this one. So I am just going to sprinkle some of it on the top once again, and then put just some of that seed starting soil on top because I have some extra. So we are just going to sprinkle this salad. The only thing with getting backyard soil that might be a little annoying for y'all is the weeds will grow as well. And so sometimes it'll be hard to tell what's a weed and what's a lettuce. So that's the only thing that's a little frustrating when you use backyard soil. So if you can, when you're going to the grocery store, I know we still need to make trips out to go to the grocery store during this time of quarantine and shelter in place. But if you're able to get a little bag of soil, go ahead and get that. And it'll be much easier with the leaves, not the leaves, with weeds not coming up. But if you can't do that, then don't worry. Just use soil from your backyard. That will work. So, all right. Oh, that's going to be so much lettuce. We're going to have to use this one as just maybe put it in and let the ducks just feed from it. So I'm going to put some of this seed soil on top just to gently cover those seeds. And once again, even if you don't have ducklings, my goodness, this is something that you can do to help feed your family too during this time. You guys can also have fresh lettuce all the time. My husband is walking through weirdly. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with the other ones. We're going to get a spray bottle. This one's a little bit thicker soil, so I might just go get a watering can to soil this one in place, to water this one in place. I need a little bit more soil on top. So we're going to put some of this drier stuff, and then I'm just going to water it well. There we go. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And as we check back each day with each other, we will check the status of how this lettuce is doing, and we'll let the ducks take a look at it. And it's going to be exciting for you to see how the ducks grow this week. I'm really excited about that. you guys get to see with me how they're growing. So, all right, there we go. Perfection. Now, when we have, and I already put, I pre-drilled holes in the bottom of this container, so that's good. But with this lid, it makes like a little greenhouse. So don't throw away any of your plastic containers right now, because you can use pretty much any plastic container for a little mini greenhouse, which is so nice. So nice. All right, there we go. So now we're just going to set these outside during the day where it's nice and warm, and then at night I'll bring them into like the entryway so that they don't get super cold at night, because we're still getting low temperatures at night. If it stays in the high 40s, you can leave it out at night. But if it gets below, like if it gets to the low 40s, even mid 40s, just tuck it inside for the night and then put it back out first thing in the morning. All right, that was the funnest project ever. And lettuce grows so fast. And as soon as you see the leaves, if you want what's called microgreens, which are all the rave right now, you can just cut those across with the scissors. If you want to let them grow longer, you can let them grow longer. You can eat lettuce at any stage, which is awesome. So now this is where I need all of your help. Are you ready? I need your help to come up with a Mad Lib. Now, I want to say you older folks my age, you know exactly what Mad Libs are. They are stories or funny little things that, or not even funny little things, they turn funny. But they're stories where some of the words are missing. Nouns, adjectives, adverbs, animal noises, some things are missing. And so I need your help to fill in the missing blanks. And then I will read the story once we fill them all in. So you guys type in the comments what word you want me to put in the blank. So the first one is an adjective. I need an adjective. So that's a describing word. Green. All right, I just got one from Kevin. Now I need an animal. A unicorn. Oh, that's perfect. And another adjective, a describing word. Red. Oh, perfect. Now we're looking for a verb, which is an action word. Jump. Oh, perfect, Mackenzie. Next is a noun. A person, a place, or a thing. A person, a place, or a thing. We're going to need 2 nouns in a row. I love Mad Libs. I think that's how my kids learned the parts of speech, is through Mad Libs. We did like a solid 2 weeks of Mad Libs, and they had all of their parts of speech down. Ava and Mom. Oh, Ava, I love that. Ava and Mom. Now I need a noise. A boom. Good. Now a feeling. Any feeling. Happy. I like happy. And now an adjective. A describing word. Cool. That's a good one. And now we need a baby animal. A baby animal and then a noun. Noun. A cub. Oh, that's perfect. And then a noun. 2 nouns. 3 nouns. We need 3 nouns. 3 person, places, or things. Okay, home. Another noun. 2 more nouns. Cobweb. Cobweb. Another noun. A baby. Perfect. And now an adjective. So a describing word. Something that describes. Nosy. Is it nosy? Yes, nosy. Okay, and now a feeling. And then an animal after that. So a feeling and then an animal. And we're live over here with Facebook. That's where we're getting our answers from. Live on Facebook. 2 p.m. every day. Silly, funny, horse. Okay, the feeling is silly. Good. The adjective is funny. Good. And the animal is horse. Okay, are we ready? This is going to be the best Mad Lib ever. Okay. It is spring, and life on the farm is green. Ooh, that actually worked out well. The unicorns are red, and the plants jump beautifully. Mama Duck sits on her Ava of Mom, waiting for them to hatch. She can hear the little boom inside the eggshells, and she is happy. That actually fits good. All of a sudden, Mama Duck hears a cool little chip. A cub is starting to hatch out of the home. Will it be a cobweb or a baby nosy duckling? Mama Duck is so silly. She waits and waits. And then it happens. A funny horse hatches out. Sorry, the last sentence was weird. It's a girl, exclaims Mama Duck. I wonder how many horses will hatch out. Oh my gosh. That is the goofiest story. Tune in tomorrow for another Mad Lib. We'll see what's going on there. Thank you so much, Mackenzie. That was a fun one. So, okay, we are good for today. We have our little ducklings. They were so good today. Don't you think they were good today? Do you hear the noise they make? Let's see if this one wants to snuggle. Oh, this one, yup, she wants to snuggle too. They like to snuggle up against your neck. They love it. They like it even more when my hair is down, and then they can snuggle up under my hair. No, you're not. As soon as I take the little one out, that big one tries to come out. It's like he wants to come out with the little one. It's kind of cute. He's like, where's my little friend? Where's my little friend? All right, you guys have a wonderful day. And remember, do what you can with all that you have wherever you are, especially in this time. Stick together and just pray for each other, enjoy life, enjoy this time together with your family, and we will see you all later. Bye-bye.